Alright guys, time for a shave. 569 is going to be the count for today's Nacet run. Blade marathon, some people call it hypermiling. The blade is going in the, as usual for this month, timeless open comb 68 gap stainless steel razor. B13 knot from Declaration Grooming. Handle is by Briar Brushworks and Stephen Joyner of Dogwood Handcrafts. 28 millimeter diameter knot. Very big, holds lots of water. Chiseled Face Midnight Stag is my preferred soap, splash, and cologne for usually Austere August, because it's just kind of a challenge that we all do. It's a very polarizing scent, but I really like it, and so we just do it for some of us do it for the whole month of August. So I'm going to get my face wet and we'll begin. Let me show you the blade. That's what the Nacet, with all of its marks and things like that. You know what's funny? I started up another Nacet because I don't marathon like this level all the time. Most of the time I will just use a blade 15 times, 20 times, and then throw it away. This Nacet I whipped out, it's another one. It's not a marathon one, but look, it's already got some rust stains and stuff like that. So it must have been left sitting in a razor with some water in a bad way or something weird like that. It's kind of ironic that that one has been used maybe 10 times and it looks worse than the one that has been used almost 600 times. I just pat it dry at the end of most shaves, not for the past couple of weeks though. I just, as you guys who've been watching see, I loosen up the head so water can flow through and give it a good rinse, and then I just set it on its end like that. Sometimes I give it a good shake, set it on its end, and that's it. Maybe that other one was sitting in a bronze razor or some different metal or something like that. Here we go with the loading. Yesterday it was 10 swirls, and that got me, it wasn't plenty for about 5 passes, but it was, I had a couple more passes left over, but it was a little skimpy, and so I might load for a little bit longer this time. Don't quite need a ton of water in the brush. 1, 2, 3, 12. Why don't we go for 12 this time? And why don't we try the same water addition as before, which was about 15 milliliters. And we'll see if that ends up to be about right. We can, if we need to tweak it, then we will. If we need to add more water, if we need to add load for a little bit longer, then we'll do it if we need to. But this should get me in the ballpark. Ooh, I've got an idea of something to try. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty good lather. Judging from the past days, I know that once, obviously it's very airy and bubbly right now, but I know that once we get it all mixed up, it's going to be nice. What if I, right before I go on my first pass, what if I I was thinking, what if I dip my brush and just put some fresh soap on the tips of my brush? But then I thought about it. Well, and then if I do that, then I lose my lather. I mean, I'm kind of dropping my lather off into the tub, so maybe that's not a great idea. Maybe in practicality, it just wouldn't work out very well. I'd almost have to like sweep the lather off. I could try that. I mean, why not? The month of August, when I'm using all the same gear, is a great time to try different processes. And as you can see, we're starting to lose that bubbliness, and it's got some sheen to it. Sheen, the shine that you see on the lather, is something that you do hear a lot on YouTube shaves, different shavers. Some people mention it as an indicator of a good slick lather, but that's not true. It just depends on the soap base. I've had soaps that would give me a sheen even when they were way too dry. Some soaps were perfectly mixed, creamy, luxurious, but super hydrated, and they didn't give me any sheen at all. And so it's not necessarily an indicator. Now, for a certain soap base, like this one, I think it is an indicator that you add water until you get a sheen. You know, might be a good mantra with this particular soap base. Doesn't always work, but it is kind of neat to have a kind of an indicator like that. That's kind of easy to know when to stop adding water. So if any of you guys want to try the chiseled phase base and just want to try the approach of add water until it gets a sheen and seeing how you like that hydration level, feel free to give it a shot, and I'd love it if you reported back. Matter of fact, maybe that's what I might do tomorrow for tomorrow's shave. Come at it with that approach. All right. Splash some water on my face now. If you do end up with a lot of lather around the edge of your brush, you can do the old roll trick and then put your brush back on it so that you're circulating your lather through your knot. Not the first pass. I do go back and double dip sometimes. $569 uses now on the Nacet. Probably going to be quick today. So I may not do as many passes as I usually do. Something I said the other day, but I'll repeat it because it's kind of neat. It was around 250 or 280 uses where the Nacet started suffering in quality a little bit when trying to accomplish everything in 3 passes. So that's about when I switched to an extra pass. I haven't minded doing more passes because kind of every pass after the first one, and maybe even the first one, it's kind of fast. So I think it's reasonable. Load up the brush. Matter of fact, let's time a pass next time we do one. Like from the time the whole pass, from like whenever I like put my razor down and we'll get the whole cycle, like rinsing and picking up the brush and everything. So a nice round number, 1020. Okay, we're going to do a rinse. So that's from the time I put the razor down. Do a rinse. Practical application of lather. We don't need very much. So 1020 was our, technically 1021 was when we put the razor down before. It did include giving my face some rinsing. And rinsing of the razor here. And bam, 1 minute. A couple seconds shy of 1 minute. So I think it's reasonable to do a couple extra passes when they only take a minute each. And besides, even if you're not marathoning a blade like I am, you may want to do a couple extra passes if you're a person who uses mild razors. Just to experience the soap more, to feel that brush on your face some more. An aggressive razor person is probably not going to want to do more passes than is necessary. But a person who likes smooth, mild razors like me, it's a good thing. All right. Now I am going to cap up the soap, kind of like I have been doing the last couple days. Just now it's tight. Kind of a half turn, just to give a little bit of air circulation so we don't get too much water buildup in there. Open up my razor, rinse, and now let's get a good face rinse. All right, and now time for the splash. Kind of reminds me of an old whiskey bottle. Maybe that's part of the intention. Poured a little bit more out in my hands than I expected, so put it all over. And then the cologne, shall we do that? Yeah, go ahead and do that now. Oh, so nice. Now I want to clean my gear. All right, well, there we go. Tomorrow is going to be a big number, 570. Wow. And then just a couple more days and we'll be done with August. One nice thing about August is to accomplish this challenge, I have to shave every day. And with the busyness of life the past year or so, I'm just not shaving as much as I used to. And it's nice. It's really nice to get back and to take a little time for that. And especially nice when you get some quicker methods. That way, even if life is busy, you can still jump in for a 15-minute shave. All right, got the cologne done. Everything's rinsed out. My big old brush. I open them up a little bit to help airflow and stuff. And so, if I can remember, tomorrow we will try just a bowl lathering method with adding water slowly and adding water until we see that glisten, that sheen on the lather. And then we'll shave with it and see where that has put us. Is it in a really hydrated place or is it a little dry? Let's just see what happens. Sounds good. Sounds like a good experiment. Take care now. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Good night.